You're watching amiramariiib TV.
What's up, Queens? It's your girl amiramariiib, and we're back with Conversations with amiramariiib. We are here with part 2 of red flags. In this video, we're gonna go more in depth of how we can stay away from those red flags, how we can walk away from those red flags, and how we can point them out and all of that stuff. So if you guys enjoyed the last video, make sure you leave a thumbs up on this video too, and comment down below what was your favorite part about last video. But before we get started, make sure you guys subscribe to the fam, become queens and kings, because that's what you guys are, queens and kings. Remember that, know your worth, period. Hit the bell to be notified every single time that I post. Let's get into part 2, y'all. Let's break it down. So the first topic is going to be how to pick them out, or how do they make you feel. So we have to make sure that we pay attention to how the person is around other people, but not only that, how they treat you. This is something personal to me. This is something that I went through. I was in a relationship, and the way that the person would act around me was very sweet, very innocent, very nice. And then one day he would get around his friends, it was a completely different story. It was like I was invisible, or I was a burden, and I didn't like that at all, because it made me feel unimportant. It made me feel like you want to act different around your friends, but then when we get home, you want the kitty cat, and you want to show me affection and love. That's not how it works. And you have to pay attention to those signs, because how they treat you around other people and how they treat other people is definitely going to be a testament to how they're going to treat you. We have to make sure that we pay attention to our feelings. Are you happy? Are you unhappy? Are you sad? Are you depressed? Are you feeling anxiety when you're around that person? Are you feeling scared when you're around that person? Pay attention to your feelings, because at the end of the day, you know how you feel, you know how you're supposed to feel. And if a man isn't treating you with the utmost respect and treating you like a queen, then you don't need to be with him, because he doesn't deserve you at the end of the day. We have to make sure that we set those boundaries in place for ourselves, and we don't allow ourselves to ignore them. We have to remember that those red flags is God telling us, this isn't for you, this isn't what I want for you, and you have to walk away. I don't care how alone that you feel, God is gonna be there all the time. He's there every step of the way. God is here with me right now doing this video. God helps me to get through these videos, because I never thought that I would be a motivational speaker, but at the end of the day, God called me to this, and he told me to do this, and I'm here to help you guys so that you guys don't make the same mistakes that I made, or same mistakes that I've seen other women make. Pay attention to your feelings, because your feelings matter at the end of the day. And that was one thing that I didn't do in a lot of different relationships. I would put my feelings on the back burner, and I would always consider the other person's feelings over my feelings. And we can't do that. Like, at the end of the day, we have to come first. God comes first, but we have to come first in our lives. We have to make sure that we put our health first, our sanity first, our emotional health first, our physical health first, everything first, before we can pursue any type of relationship with anybody. That goes with friends, lovers, whatever. Because at the end of the day, if we're not right up here, then it's just going to create more chaos in our life. And we have to make sure that we're not always putting everything into somebody else. You have to be equally yoked. I know y'all have heard about this verse. You can't pour more into one person and you're left empty. Both of you have to balance each other out. You both have to be able to be equal to one another. If you're pouring in me, I need to be able to pour back in you. And that's how I felt in my relationship. I felt like I was the only one pouring, and then by the time 2 years went by, I felt empty, I felt depressed, I felt sad, I felt just all of these different feelings, because I felt like that person just drained me. This is a big one for me. When you don't have anything to talk about, I mean, that could mean that like you don't have anything in common. That could mean that you guys aren't relatable to one another. Like, it could mean a multitude of things. When I'm talking to a guy and I find myself on my phone looking up conversations to talk about, I know is dead, is done. It don't need to happen no more. Just drop it. Because to me, everything should be natural. If I'm connected with you and I'm supposed to be with you, I feel like everything should just flow accordingly. And then there may be times that you don't talk or whatever, but if there's more times that you don't talk than there are times that you talk, then there's a problem somewhere and you need to figure that out. Change in self-esteem, in your self-esteem. If you feel like in one of my previous relationships, I didn't feel beautiful anymore. I didn't feel sexy about myself, because when we first got together, he was always complimenting me. He was always making me feel good about myself. And then it was like, once I was getting a little bit bigger, gaining a little bit of weight and everything, it was like all of those compliments just stopped. They just got put on the back burner, and it was just like I started to lose my self-esteem. I started to lose my confidence in myself. I started to feel insecure about myself. And your partner should never make you feel insecure about yourself. Your partner is supposed to be that person. Baby, you sexy as hell. You gained a little weight, but you sexy as hell. Come on, let's go to the gym. You know, they're supposed to be supportive of you. They're not supposed to be pointing out every single flaw. They're supposed to support you through those flaws that you have. Is the person putting you down? Do they make you feel like crap? Do they make you feel like crap? Do they make you feel like you don't deserve them, or you don't feel like you... It's between the coffin and the steps for me. You don't feel like you are important. You don't feel like you belong or whatever. Are they putting you down? Are they making you feel less of yourself? You don't want anybody who's going to make you feel less of yourself, because at the end of the day, you are a queen and you are a king, and you have to uplift your own self if nobody else is going to do it. So make sure you guys aren't being with people who are putting you down. If you cannot tell a person how you really feel, did it. Everybody that you have in your life, you should be able to be honest, brutally honest with them. That's your friends, your family, your lovers, all of it. At the end of the day, they should have enough respect for you to love your opinions and to love who you are as a person, and to respect and want to listen to those problems that you have in life. You want to be able to just be able to express how you feel, whether you're sad, you're mad, any of those stages, because it's a lot of situations where communication ends up breaking, or it's not great because the other person is scared to even talk to the other, to talk to their significant other, because they feel like nothing is going to come out of it. And that was what I said in part 1. If you're with people who are not caring to comprehend how you feel in certain situations, then you shouldn't be with them. Don't avoid red flags, because at the end of the day, it may feel good in that moment. It may feel like you're having the best time of your life, or you're with the best person ever, but I guarantee you, baby, by the time a couple months go by, a couple years go by, God gonna show you. He gonna show you quick, fast, and in a hurry. And he gonna allow you to see all of the things that you tried to ignore. They're gonna start to come back up, and you're gonna be like, oh, I don't like that. Oh my gosh, I don't like that. Oh my gosh, why do you act like that? Because a lot of people will paint a picture of themselves and make it seem like they are a certain way, and then once the relationship progresses, they turn into this completely different person. And you don't want to be in a situation like that. You need your person to be unconditionally them, and you need them to be that way throughout your entire relationship, but obviously with some growth in there. But you need them to continue to be who they are from the jump, from when they first hit your phone, hit your DM, whatever. You need them to be exactly how they were then as they are now. You don't want them to change and then change into something worse. And it's just like, who are you and what happened to the person that I was talking to? We think our intuition is wrong, and that's the thing. As women, we have to remember, women and men, listen to your intuition, because your intuition is never gonna lie. I know y'all heard that Queen Naja song, my intuition never lies, okay? Because it really doesn't. When you feel a certain type of way, that's not just your intuition. God is allowing you to feel that, because he wants to show you, like, no, this ain't it. When I was talking to a guy previously, God showed me really quick, fast, and in a hurry that this ain't what I want for my life. He was like, look, you go down this path, I'm telling you now, you're gonna be real mad. So I had to cut it off really quick, because I was just looking like, my intuition is telling me, God is telling me, I feel it too. No, I can't ignore it. Don't ignore your red flags. So how to walk away? So we have to make sure that we are ending things before they get too deep. If we allow feelings to develop deeper in a relationship, at the end of the day, we're gonna be the one that's getting hurt, or we're gonna be the one that doesn't want to walk away. And we can't put ourselves in that situation where we're trying to choose between our morals and our standards and how we feel versus the person that we like. We have to be able to have that intuition to be like, okay, this ain't for me. Let me walk away because I'm going to be hurt if I don't walk away. We have to remember to ask a lot of questions in the beginning. Asking questions to people, it's not, some people may disclose some information and some people may not, you know, and that's completely up to them. But just finding out information in the beginning of a relationship will help you so much down the line, because you're able to separate what you like, what you don't like, the stories that you heard, things that you don't like in those stories, everything. You'll be able to weigh out the pros and cons of it. And asking those questions will really open insight. And I don't mean no like personal, I mean, yes, you should ask personal questions, but I mean questions like, are you a drinker? You know, simple questions. Are you a smoker? Or have you ever cheated before? Are you somebody who wants marriage? Questions like that, because it will allow us to see, okay, I definitely don't want that person because they don't have views on marriage, or I definitely don't want that person because they don't want no kids, or whatever. I know it can be more serious issues than that, but I'm just saying we have to be able to ask those questions so that we can make up in our mind, is this something that we want to pursue, or is this something that we need to back away from? We have to be comfortable being alone, y'all. This was a big one for me because that was the reason why I stayed in a lot of different relationships, even though I knew that they were bad for me, was because I didn't want to be alone. I was so scared to be alone. I didn't want to not have somebody holding me at night. I didn't want to have nobody to kiss anymore. I didn't want to have just little dumb things. And it's just like, if we care about ourselves, we have to be comfortable being alone. Being alone is not a bad thing. You can learn so much about yourself when you're alone. You can learn what you want for yourself when you're alone. And we have to remember that it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. And at the end of the day, like I said earlier, you're never alone. God is always there. Always. Like, God does not leave you or forsake you. God is always going to be there for you. And you have to remember that, because at the end of the day, if you decide to leave that relationship or leave that friendship because of some red flags that you've seen, just ask God to bless you with people who are supposed to be in your life, people who are going to, you know, push you further in life, and people who are going to support you through everything that you do and love you unconditionally for who you are and help you grow into the person that you're trying to become. Ask God for that, and God will send those people into your life, but He won't send them until you figure yourself out, though. That's one big thing, because you can't hang around those people and still be the way that you used to be. Like, no, you have to be able to be fully into who God called you to be before He can bless you with those great people in your life. Ooh, another big one, have standards and limits for what you tolerate. And that basically means have limits to what you will take from a person. If a person acts a certain way and they don't maybe necessarily do it all the time, but they do it sometimes, and you're just like, and you set that boundary with them and they continue to do it, all right, that's my limit. I'm done. I can't, because at the end of the day, you're not caring about my feelings. You're not caring about how I feel in this situation when I clearly just asked you to stop. Not even just that, like limits of other things too. If the person is just doing something you don't like, not respecting you as a person, all of the things that I've named earlier, we have to have those limits and standards for ourselves. Like, all right, I don't want this for myself. I can't have this for myself because it's not going to do anything but create chaos in my life. Let me let this person go. Let me move forward in my life, because at the end of the day, you're only hurting yourself in the end. And lastly, trust your gut. Your gut, and that's the same thing as saying trust your intuition. Your gut is going to allow you to know, now somebody on fire, somebody else on fire, Lord Jesus. I can never do a video in this apartment without floors squeaking, my mom coughing or sneezing, or fire alarms going off, or cars revving. Like, it's just so ghetto. So, I live in the ghetto, y'all. Anyway, trust your gut. And like I said, that just goes hand in hand with intuition. We have to be able to remember to trust ourselves and know that we know what's best for us. and nobody knows better but us. But God knows better. Nobody else knows better but God and you. So it's just like, have a conversation with yourself and God, and really like write those things down. That's something that I'm going to be doing too. Writing my standards down, writing my beliefs down, writing my morals down, that I tornado, writing those goals and everything down, and being able to pick out the things that we want and things that we need in our relationships, and putting aside the things that, you know, we may not necessarily need, but we may want it, but we don't need it, you know. And just having that list of things that you will not tolerate. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. You can't go past this list, because this is what I need in my life, and this is what God told me is going to help me in my life, help me to have a great relationship, a great marriage, because I am that type of person who wants to have a long marriage. I want to be able to be with my husband for years upon years upon years. I want my children to see us grow old together. I want my children to have grandchildren and we still, you feel me? All of that. But yeah, so just make sure that you set those standards and everything, and you walk away from those people with those red flags, because you don't need those red flags in your life. You don't need that chaos in your life. I'm telling you, it's not going to do anything for you but make you feel worse about yourself and make you feel down. So that is the end of today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you guys go subscribe to the channel and click the bell to be notified every single time that I post. And tell me what you guys, comment down below and tell me what you guys thought, because this is a really good topic for me. Like, a really big topic for me, because it's something that I really like struggled with for so long. I mean, even now, I'm not even going to front, even now, like, I struggle trying to pull aside those people and everything like that, but I'm getting way better at it, and God is showing me every single day how to do it, and he's pushing me away from those people that I don't need in my life anymore, and the people that I feel like I need, and then something will happen. I'll be like, oh yeah, thank you for like pushing me away from that, because I definitely don't need that. But you guys already know, before we leave, we have to say a scripture. So, there is no fear in love, but perfect love drives out fear, because fear has to do with punishment. The one who fears is not made perfect in love. 1 John 4:18. And that is the end of today's video. Like I said last video, I want you guys to tell me how you felt about that scripture. Comment down below, what does it mean to you? But yeah, that is the end of today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like I said, make sure you guys leave a thumbs up. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, and make sure you guys hit the bell to be notified every single time that I post. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Love you guys. Have a blessed one. Bye.